Welcome to the App Showcase, where we review Microsoft-related apps primarily from the App Store, but also through trial versions. SV MacPack is a certified veteran-owned and HUBZone consulting firm supporting primarily the U.S. federal government. In support of our customers' need to do market research on apps such as these, we started doing recordings of our reviews of these apps. We hope the reviews actually help you as well. In this video, we'll be reviewing Mavention's Birthday, and that app is off the App Store from Microsoft. As always, I'll move fast, pointing out what I like and what would make me hesitate to recommend this app to my customers. My goal is to be as candid as I would be if just talking to my own team about this app. Hopefully the review helps you and perhaps even provides good feedback to the publisher of this app. Let's go ahead and get started by going over to the Microsoft Store. Go to the page for this app and we'll just take a look at some of the stuff that we see. I always start on the left-hand side. I look at the ratings and the reviews. So there's three reviews in here. This person's giving us some good stuff. Okay, so this one's talking about some of the challenges with it, and okay, and so this one here, this is kind of a kicker I see on some of these birthday apps is, you know, how are they setting the filter on what to display? But those are handy little reviews that we have. Let's go ahead and keep coming down the left-hand side. It's free, so that's fine, and it looks like it really is free, and it was just thrown out there. Coming down, it hasn't been touched since 2014, so that's a flag for me that you don't want to be, you probably don't want to be downloading this, but let's give it a fair review, because if it hasn't been touched since 2014, a lot has changed in basically the last 4 years. A lot has changed in Microsoft 365. This is a screenshot that isn't really helpful, so I'm just going to move on past it and see if the app is intuitive. So this one is the Mavention Birthday. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I hope I am. I'm going to click on it. I tend to wait till you join me on this review before I click on it the first time. Okay, so there's a lot of text. Let's go ahead and read this a little bit together. It's a simple app. If you installed it on Office 365, that's where I'm at the moment, so I'm going to read this one. Okay, so if you're watching some of my other birthday reviews, again, it's coming back and asking me to change the birthday property in here. Okay, so we're probably going to go through this pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to... Actually, I'm just going to skip it because I've done this before, and I'm just going to recommend against it to my customers. If you know, it looks like a stable app and you can download it yourself if this is something you're interested in, but anytime an app is requiring this of me, that I have to go in and do mappings of the properties and create properties, it's just too much. That kind of stuff is low priority for an organization, and so you know, really I'm looking for an app where they could have just put the birthday field in somewhere and that was sufficient. The other thing about this is when you're talking about adding the property, no one's really going to be changing that property because organizations often don't let you change the Active Directory data. So it would have been nicer if this was frankly just the list and the presentation part of it is what the app was. But I see that this is kind of a norm for people who were building the apps back in that time frame. I'm going to go ahead and go back here to their page though. Just as a recap, I'm recommending that you skip this app primarily because it's using the user or the it's having you do manage properties, etc. on the back end, and then secondarily, since it hasn't been touched in 4 years, it's probably not an app that's prepared to take you forward in SharePoint 2016, SharePoint Online, etc. So go ahead and skip this one. I hope you found the review useful though as you evaluate various apps available to you and your organization. Please provide me with feedback in the comments, letting me know how I can make the App Showcase channel and these reviews more useful to you. Feel free to even suggest apps we should review, and we'll work to get them on the schedule. Finally, if you found this review helpful, please share a note about it on one of the social media platforms. I'm your host, Neil McDonough with SV MacPack. I thank you for joining me today and hope you'll join me again for other reviews.